Summer has officially begun, and with that comes not just the heat, but lots of thunderstorms. The weather had been pretty dry for the last portion of May and a good majority of June. However, as we got into the second half of the third week of June, things started to change. Throughout that week of June 16th, the National Hurricane Center was watching an area of low pressure that was around 300 miles to the east of our local area. This system would come to be known as Invest 92L, and it deserves its own video. But for today, I just want to talk about how Invest 92L helped affect the weather on June 23rd. For today, all you need to know is that this system brought in a large amount of tropical moisture into our area. Even though Invest 92L did not bring a large amount of rain on its own, it helped set the stage for thunderstorms in the following days. 92L brought precipitable water values of 2 to 2.4 along much of the First Coast region, which is very high for this time of year. Precipitable water, or PWAT for short, is a measure of low-level atmospheric moisture. When PWAT values are high, the potential for heavy rainfall increases. The high PWAT values are important for multiple reasons. For one, it made our area incredibly hot. This spring has already been quite a scorcher, but the first few days of summer may have been even worse. Only 4 days into the summer, and we've already had 2 days with heat advisories in our forecast area. A heat advisory is issued when the heat index is expected to reach over 108 degrees for multiple hours of the day. These high heat index values were driven primarily by all of that atmospheric moisture I mentioned a moment ago. Since June 20th, which was the first day of summer, the dew point has consistently hit 75 degrees or more, which is an incredibly uncomfortable and sticky feeling. Take this example from the morning of June 22nd, as Invest 92L was starting to make landfall. We were already seeing dew points of 80 degrees by 11 a.m., which is ridiculous. The second reason the high PWAT values are important is, of course, the thunderstorms. 92L made landfall near the Florida-Georgia border on the evening of June 21st, where the system quickly weakened. Regardless of that weakening, extremely rich tropical moisture was left behind in its wake. Nearby, a low-level trough, which is a form of low pressure, was helping to provide some additional instability, so we have high temperatures, abundant moisture, and a source of atmospheric instability. All that was needed to get showers and thunderstorms firing from there was some sort of lifting mechanism. And for that, we turn to the sea breeze and outflow boundaries. Expect to hear a lot about that over the summer because these features tend to be one of the primary mechanisms that kick off our local thunderstorms. And today's story will be no different, as both the sea breeze and thunderstorm outflow helped fire up multiple thunderstorms across our viewing area on the afternoon of June 23rd, 2024. The setup that day was extremely typical for summertime in Florida. A weak pressure pattern was over much of our region, meaning that atmospheric flow was not overwhelmingly in one direction. This is important as it allows for both the Atlantic and Gulf Coast sea breezes to move far inland. However, much of our local activity was triggered by outflow boundaries. By 3 p.m. in the afternoon, surface-based CAPE values were exceeding 2,500 around the area, with mixed layer CAPE near 2,000. This means there's plenty of available fuel in the atmosphere for thunderstorms to feed on. The NWS Jacksonville forecast called for scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop along the Atlantic sea breeze throughout the afternoon and evening hours. They mentioned that the primary method in which these storms would develop is the collision of mesoscale boundaries, such as the sea breeze, the river breeze, and outflow from thunderstorms. Also mentioned was the potential for storms to pulse. This phrase is used to describe thunderstorms that quickly blow up, produce strong winds and heavy rain, then quickly collapse, usually sending out an outflow boundary. These storms are typically single-celled in nature, but can merge with nearby cells as time goes on. Pulse storms usually aren't severe, and if they do reach severe limits, it's not for very long. However, they are still capable of producing wind gusts in excess of 40 to 50 miles per hour, along with a lot of lightning and torrential rain. Thunderstorms began to develop in our forecast area around 1 p.m., primarily in our southern counties like Putnam and Flagler. The first special weather statement of the day, which there would be 11 of, was issued for a storm in Flagler County at 1:36 p.m. At around 2 p.m., the Atlantic sea breeze had developed and was beginning to work its way inland. By 2:15 p.m., 2 small showers had developed in the northern portions of Clay County, and we were keeping a close eye on them. At the same time, what seems to be outflow from previous showers and thunderstorms is seen racing up from the southern portions of our area and into Clay County. Over the next 40 minutes, the 2 rain showers strengthened and developed into thunderstorms. The storm near Green Cove Springs was the first to become strong, with a special weather statement being issued on it at 3:32 p.m. At the same time, the cell that was working its way through Lakeside was also beginning to put off lightning. However, this storm was about to do 2 things that likely changed the outcome of our local weather for the day. 1. The storm began to take on a sharper southeastern angle of motion, which would lead the cell to merging with the first storm that was now south of Green Cove Springs. The second and more amazing thing that this storm did was interrupt the sea breeze. You might be thinking, wait, that can happen? And that was my thought exactly when I saw this storm on radar the following day. So I called NWS Jacksonville to talk with a meteorologist to confirm this, and yes, thunderstorms can actually interrupt or even cancel out the effects of the sea breeze in some circumstances. So let's see what happened in this case. Starting at 3:24 p.m., an outflow boundary can be seen leaving the lakeside storm cell as it begins moving across the St. Johns River and towards the approaching Atlantic sea breeze. Almost 30 minutes later, the 2 mesoscale boundaries collide, spurring an extremely quick downpour. Over the next hour, a few scattered showers would spawn in and around where the boundaries collided, but nothing much of note formed. Personally, I was expecting a big thunderstorm to spawn, but that never came to fruition. Following the collision, it seems that the portion of the Atlantic sea breeze that would have come over our area just completely disappeared. This happened on a scale of about 20 miles, give or take, from near Fruit Cove to the east side of Jacksonville. But if we look up further to the north at the same time this all happened, we could see that the sea breeze at large was unaffected, as it is seen moving along just fine, spawning more showers and storms in its wake. So, to recap, what we saw was this thunderstorm produced a downdraft, evident by the high wind readings on radar. This led to the creation of an outflow boundary, which was able to punch a 20-mile wide hole in the sea breeze. While this is incredible enough on its own, we also have to consider the implications of how this affected our local weather in Clay County. The sea breeze could have served to intensify the storm cell that was over us during the 4 p.m. hour. Additionally, it could have provided more lift to the additional storm cells that formed over our western counties later in the afternoon. But instead, without that extra lift to promote thunderstorm growth, these cells would often just pulse up and then fall apart within an hour. A situation like this just goes to show how even subtle changes in the atmosphere can lead to huge differences in the outcome of any given day. Alright, now let's get into our part of the story, and our experience with these two storm cells. Around 3:30 p.m., I noticed the storm was starting to intensify down near Green Cove Springs. At the time, the storm was about 10 to 15 miles to our southeast and was putting off a lot of lightning. With that, we decided to head down a dirt road that had a visual on the storm from behind in order to try and get some lightning footage. However, things did not go exactly as planned. Around the time we were reaching our viewing spot, the two storm cells began to merge. On top of this, outflow from the lakeside storm also fired out behind it, not just in front. This helped intensify the now multicellular cluster of thunderstorms and promoted the development of other strong downpours. One of these cells formed directly over town, leading to us going through heavy rain as we made it our way to the destination. The lakeside cell became the dominant storm of the bunch, quickly sapping the energy from the Green Cove storm. This helped the first storm quickly intensify, reaching cloud tops of nearly 50,000 feet. All of this merging also caused the cell to start drifting back towards the west and the southwest, rather than continuing on its southeastern path. This would bring the core of the storm directly over us. Alright, with all that out of the way, let's get into the footage we captured for this day. Me and my partner rode the storm out in my car along a dirt road, and it was quite the sight to see. Initially, we were expecting the rain to lighten up after a few minutes, but quite the opposite happened. We start out with us driving to our destination, when the rain quickly picks up from how it was at home.
Alright. I got recording. Huh? It's recording. Alright. Hello? It's probably so loud. Yeah. Let's try anyway. Hello everybody, it is June 23rd, 2024. We are back into what I am calling sea breeze regime, where pretty much for the next couple days, we're expecting to see showers and thunderstorms every day. And yeah, we've been a little unlucky the past couple days, but finally some rain near home. Thank God. It's been dry and hot. Yep. Trying to get to a point where we could go view some lightning, but that might take a minute. There's a thunderstorm down on the St. Johns River, and then there's a very heavy downpour over us now. I've been hearing thunder, but I haven't seen any lightning, so I don't know if it's going to become a thunderstorm or not. Like producing strikes. But yeah. I'm thinking the next road or two I'll start to pull off. I'm assuming we're setting up in the trunk. Probably. That'd be the best way to go about it. I would say out a window, but you could get in the window. Yeah. Good old, this road's been very nice to us. Yeah. A month or so. As long as we can get to it. Huh? As long as we can get onto it. Oh, damn, this one, right? Oh, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Damn, I wish I'd brought my tool set. Whoa, look. You can see the rain shaft. Yeah. Wow. Look. You can see where it's heavier by the mist in the distance. That's crazy. Incredible. This is why I need to see more flatland. You can really tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can actively see what we're about to get into in a moment.
Yeah.
That's sick as hell.
I've seen flashes too.
I was gonna say, even if we don't end up getting a strike, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Once we reached the road we wanted to record from, we got the camera set up and began to watch the storm. Over the course of a few minutes, the rain and wind slowly began to intensify, likely due to the merging of the two storm cells. Just as a heavy core of rain or possibly small hail appeared on radar, I decided to reach out of the car and get some wind readings.
Though I kind of just want to record from the back seat like this. Look at that come in, dude.
It's getting bad back there.
Yeah, I think so. The wind, yeah, the wind. Oh god. We're gonna have to ride this one out. Yeah, so the storm, this shower is starting to merge with the storm, and I think we can tell it's picking up. Some heavy duty shit right now. Oh my god. Alright. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I might just wait a second, dude. It's gonna be this. Holy shit. Yeah. 22. Yeah, I'm getting some 20s.
Door's so.
Within a minute, the storm picked up even further. Visibility was now at an all-time low, and the road was beginning to become submerged.
Oh my god. Yeah, man. Not yet. We can barely see the road anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because we put the AC on, but I feel like I'm starting to feel the car rock a little. Yeah, a little bit. Might be out. No, that's good. Oh! Yeah. For science. This is insane. Glad you came out here.
Yeah.
Having fun?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Definitely not opening the window anymore. Or the doors. Staying inside now. I'm seeing flashes coming from back there.
Yeah. All like that's defrost wiring there. Look at my feet.
I know. That's some summertime storms.
Like you can literally see the rain shaft right in front of us.
Yeah. So,
I kind of want to,
yeah, go for it.
like, right in front of us here, the rain shaft, and it ends right along there.
Look how the wind's starting to shift more from
Yeah.
directly south to north. So, where we're at right now, we're like right on the outer edge of the storm. It actually looks like there could be some sort of heavy core right nearby.
Interesting. Huh. minutes.
Yeah, I know. So, I'm trying to figure out where most of the lightning is coming from. I kind of doubt we'll be able to see it unless it spooks us really close, but actually it's kind of just coming from all around, from the south to the east.
Yeah.
It's not as much to see that way.
No, but still pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing flashes. Now the rain's coming out of more like behind us,
Yeah.
or behind me rather, out of the east. Hope we're gonna be able to get out of here. On the dirt road. I mean, I'm sure it's probably good.
This road's been washed over a lot of times. I think it should be alright. Packed in pretty damn well.
Uh-oh.
Pick it up again.
You know,
I feel like I'm still on a race seat back here. Can I move if you
no,
want?
that's good. I'm trying to, like, show the ground.
I know, so may as well get an angle real quick of just that.
Yeah. It's already, we probably already got a decent amount of rain from this.
Yeah. You're kidding. I saw some flashes in here. It might have been a bolt.
Very much possible. Sounded pretty close.
Yeah.
After a few minutes, the rain began to calm down. However, I think this was a trick by Mother Nature to lull us into a false sense of security, because right as we tried to take advantage of the opportunity, the rain came back with a vengeance.
Oh. Sure.
Oh, come on. Oh, God. No. Come on. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Hold on. Go back to the plane.
After watching the rain for a few more minutes, we noticed that a storm on the western side of town was beginning to intensify. With that, we decided to head home, but not without seeing some awesome visuals of the rain shaft of the storm first.
Let's see. At its peak, it looked like it had some really big echo tops. Can we get that? Yeah, 49,000 feet. Pretty big thunderstorm. I think we probably... Oh? Yeah, we should get back home. So, the cell that's about to roll over our part of, like, has a special weather statement on it and is starting to develop lightning. That was fun.
Yep. Well,
What?
just what's ahead of us on camera.
Yeah. It's gonna be nasty. Drove into one storm, let's drive into another. Yep. Alright, time to tell if my check engine light is gaslighting me or not. It says it has problems with traction. I haven't had anything yet. And like, look how, like, we really were sitting on the edge of that storm for the most part.
Yeah.
If we would have driven, I mean, I don't think we would have seen much more going in there.
Yeah,
It
no,
was,
not
pretty,
really.
it was pretty much white out already, where we were for a good few minutes. But it looks like it might be white out again. This is going a lot better than I thought getting off this road.
Most of them washed away already. Oh.
Probably from like how little rain we've had, it probably just whooshed it all right up.
Yeah.
Sounds thirsty. So I got that big storm still going on down by Green Cove, and then we got whatever this storm is going to offer us.
By the time we got home, the rain was already coming in pretty hard. While the storm was making plenty of noise, we were pretty hard pressed on luck when it came to seeing lightning. We did get one lucky strike on camera, but that was about it.
Where do you say that?
I said it on the tractor.
Oh, right up here.
Nasty storm. Alright, so there is a special weather statement on this storm. The storm is nearly stationary, and the weather statement is for 40 mile per hour wind gusts. And yeah, I can see that happening. Definitely hear the lightning starting to pick up over there. Woo! I saw that one. That's gonna be fucking loud. I really hope it got that.
While I initially thought the day was going to be dominated by the sea breeze, at least for our area, outflow boundaries played a more heavy part in the storms we saw, from the boundary neutralizing the sea breeze in our area, to causing the intensification of the storm cells over our town, to then causing the direction of how the storms developed to our west. If you look closely at the radar, you can see the storms follow directly behind where the boundary moves. By 5:30, the thunderstorms over our area had dissipated. The outflow boundary continued to live on long after the storm that caused it fell apart, leading to new development further to our west in Union and Bradford counties. Those storms ended up getting a special weather statement. In total, there were 11 special weather statements issued throughout the day. 3 of those belonged to the latest storm in the area, which impacted Suwannee and Hamilton counties to our extreme northwest. This storm was under advisories for around an hour and a half, making it one of the longer sustained storms of the day. And that's all I got for today, y'all. It was a lot of fun making this video and getting out there into the storms, and I hope y'all learned something new. If you enjoyed this video, or you did learn something new, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel out, and it lets us know that you enjoy what we do. Look forward to a lot more First Coast storm tracking episodes like this one, as we have had thunderstorms nearly every day of this week. June 23rd was only the beginning, and the next few days had some much more notable weather.